Well, hello there, and welcome back to another sub-series episode of the Share the Wealth show called Microfamily Millionaire. And this is a series where I am sharing strategies, tips, techniques, things I'm learning on my own path to becoming a millionaire in small multifamily. So today I'm going to talk about or ask you the question, what happens when your earnest money deposit goes hard? If you have ever felt a dead body, you know that rigor mortis sets in and it's hard. It's really hard. I didn't mean to get morbid there. And this is not to say that when your earnest money deposit goes hard, the deal is dead. But actually, the deal terms get very rigid. This is your last point to get out of the deal. If you find something in your inspection, your physical due diligence, your financial due diligence that can be a super red flag, then you can exit and you can get your earnest money deposit back before the date it goes hard. Once it goes hard, it's rigid. You're not getting it back. So don't even think about it. It got to be an act of God. I don't even know an example of somebody getting their earnest money deposit back after the date that it went hard. And that's normally after the period of time they give you for inspection. So you put in your deposit, you have a few weeks, however much time was negotiated to go through, do all your physical inspections, walk through the property, walk through all the units, ask the owner for all their documents. Actually, you should be doing the financial due diligence before you do the physical due diligence, because if the numbers don't even kind of make sense, why spend your time going to view the property and looking at all the rehab costs and all of that? That should be something you have an estimate from the owner. Once you do your physical walkthrough, now you can get better numbers to play with when you coming back for your offer. And in either way, you don't want to, the physical due diligence isn't really for you to be able to go back and change your offer. Your offer has to be as the best offer you can make with the information that you have up front. The physical due diligence is really for super red flags, things that you cannot tell when you first walk through the property, like the very first time, if you went and the broker was showing tours and you were roaming the property, just seeing what it looked like with your naked eye. If you bring in professionals with you for the physical due diligence and you're pulling reports and you're doing all this other stuff, and you find out something that wasn't visible to your naked eye when you first made the original offer, that's when you can go back and retrade. But retrading, which is basically changing your offer number, especially, I mean, no one's going to increase the offer number, but going back to the seller saying, have to decrease the offer, or, I need a seller concession because XYZ, that's retrading and is very much frowned upon in the industry. And you do not want to establish a really, reputation as being a retrader, right? That's kind of like a dirty word. So in any case, your earnest money going hard is the point where, I mean, you still shouldn't retrade, but definitely the point where no retrading is happening. Well, you could try, but your earnest money is out the window if you walk away from that deal for whatever reason. And sometimes actually it might be better to walk away from a deal and lose the earnest money deposit than to move forward and do a bad deal just because you don't want to lose that money, because you might lose more money moving forward than what you lose in the deposit, right? But in any case, this is why it's very important to have your numbers be as tied in as you can. Talk to as many people as you can. Talk to property management in the area. Talk to other like lenders and investors in the area, and really hone in on the numbers and the underwriting of the property for the financial due diligence portion before you go to the physical and find something wrong, and make sure you're doing everything expeditiously so that you don't run out of time before your earnest money deposit goes hard. Another tip though is to make sure you put into your contract that the inspection and due diligence time period does not start until all the requested documents are received from the owner. So if they drag their feet getting you the T12, getting you rent roll, getting you lease confirmations, if any of those, any information that you need to verify the financials. If the seller is not getting them to you expeditiously, your timeline on the clock for your due diligence period does not start until all the items are received. That is one way that I know I have been part of a deal where we were months and months into the process, and we still were able to get earnest money deposit back because the seller had never given us all of the documents that we needed. And there was a lot there. I think we had another thing in the clause about making sure the due diligence period didn't start until we also had a confirmation from the lender, because we were still looking for our term sheets, because we were still negotiating with a couple of different lenders, and lenders were dragging their feet as well. So we don't want to be able, you don't want to be able to pay the price for other people in the process dragging their feet and not getting things done quickly. And now you have to rush around and do your due diligence in a time manner that's not efficient and not enough for you to be able to make a correct assumption on the valuation of the property and the offer that you want to give. So all of that, those are some little tips. Make sure your contract has all the documentation needs to be received before the due diligence period starts. And something in there about the lending terms, and a term sheet, loan confirmation kind of documentation from a lender needs to be received as well before further due diligence starts. In any case, either of those will kind of help you extend that process, because you don't want to get caught with a dead deal that you can't get your money out of, your earnest money deposit out of. All right. So until next time, make these purchases wisely.